In 2021, space is still the next frontier, one which is quickly becoming available for consumers thanks to billionaire tech moguls like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Richard Branson. If you have ever dreamed of going to space one day, we'll fill you in on your options. Before we dive in, make sure you don't miss our next video and subscribe with the button down below. A quick history lesson on civilian space travel. The eccentric billionaires of 2021 aren't the very first pioneers of civilian space travel. In 1986, a social studies teacher from New Hampshire was selected to go to space as part of NASA's inaugural Teacher in Space program, which was intended to show support for the profession. However, this gesture of appreciation shortly became a tragedy. Krista McAuliffe boarded the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1986. She was the only civilian aboard a 6-person crew and the first civilian ever to go to space. Unfortunately, just 73 seconds after lifting off, a tragic explosion killed everyone on board. After the incident, NASA outlawed civilian space travel. However, Russia's space program, Roscosmos, decided to not follow suit. The first civilian in space was shuttled by a Russian aircraft. The space tourist was not actually a Russian, though. In 2001, Dennis Tito, an American engineer and entrepreneur, became the first space tourist. The billionaire hitched a ride to the International Space Station, ISS, on a Russian rocket for the cool price of $20 million. Since then, 7 additional wealthy tourists have embarked on their own space missions facilitated by Russia's space agency. Nearly 20 years later, the world's richest tech billionaires have created another space race. Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, and Elon Musk's SpaceX are competing for their share of the untapped consumer space travel market. Virgin Galactic, $200,000 to $250,000. Only a few hours after Jeff Bezos announced his plan to journey to the verge of space on the anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing on July 20th, Richard Branson one-upped him, revealing he would depart on his own spaceflight 9 days earlier. On July 11, 2021, the Virgin Galactic VSS Unity carried founder Richard Branson and 3 Virgin Galactic senior leaders on a suborbital test flight 80 kilometers or 262,000 feet above the Earth's surface. The wealthy passengers experienced weightlessness for a few minutes along with the best view money can buy before calmly gliding back down to Earth for a runway landing. The passengers were met with a crowd of launch guests, including customers and outstanding reservations, as well as SpaceX's CEO Elon Musk. If you had a twinge of jealousy, Virgin Galactic plans to launch its first commercial flights in early 2022 on the VSS Unity. After departing from New Mexico, passengers can float in space for several minutes and marvel at views of Earth through 17 windows. Onboard cameras capture the experience for the ultimate social media post after landing. Each ticket costs $200,000 to $250,000 and the experience already has 600 reservations. Blue Origin, to be determined. Despite his massive success as an online entrepreneur, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has always had larger aspirations. Bezos admits that he's been dreaming of space travel since viewing the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. Luckily, Jeff was able to fund his lifelong passion with his piles of cash from Amazon. In the early 2000s, he invested over $1 billion into what would become Blue Origin. While many think Blue Origin is a side project for Jeff, he recently stepped down from Amazon to devote more attention to it. As promised, Blue Origin's New Shepard lifted off from a spaceport in Texas a few minutes past 9 on July 20th, 2021, carrying an unusual astronaut crew. The launch set a record for both the oldest and youngest person to fly to space. Blue Origin's New Shepard successfully launched 4 passengers into space, including Jeff Bezos, his brother Mark Bezos, and 82-year-old retired 1960s test pilot Wally Funk. The final passenger, whose identity has not yet been revealed, gave up their seat purchased at auction due to scheduling conflicts. But a lucky 18-year-old physics student named Oliver Damon, who happens to be the son of the head of an investment management firm, snatched the opportunity to float with Bezos in space. Though Virgin Galactic was the first to this leg of the billionaire space race, Blue Origin went further. While passengers of Virgin Galactic's VSS Unity are considered astronauts by US standards, their claim to this title is hotly contested internationally. The US recognizes the border of space at 80 kilometers above the ground, while internationally, space is thought to start at the Kármán line 100 kilometers above the Earth. Therefore, passengers of Blue Origin's New Shepard have more credibility to call themselves astronauts. However, this street cred comes at a cost. While Blue Origin has not yet released their ticket prices, the third seat on New Shepard's flagship flight auctioned for a cool $28 million. So, if you are wealthy enough to afford millions of dollars for 7 minutes in heaven and have an itch for space travel, you might be able to purchase a ticket on the New Shepard as early as 2022. SpaceX, $55 million. While Elon Musk's SpaceX is competing in the billionaire space race, Musk himself has no intention of traveling to deep space anytime soon. Regardless, SpaceX's business model is a bit more compelling. As you'd expect from Mr. Musk, SpaceX intends to one-up its competitors by sending travelers into orbit for multiple days. Travelers have the option to travel aboard a spacecraft orbiting Earth or visit the International Space Station. While SpaceX doesn't currently offer any commercial flights, it was the first private company to make a crewed spaceflight to the ISS. The first flight lifted off in May 2020 with 2 astronauts. Just a few months later, another mission was successfully completed with 4 astronauts. Soon, SpaceX is planning a multi-day flight into low Earth orbit to raise awareness for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. The expedition, which is classified as Inspiration 4, is funded by billionaire entrepreneur Jared Isaacman. Its passengers will include Isaacman, a childhood cancer survivor, and 2 others. The launch date is still up in the air, but per their mission's website, it will launch no earlier than September 15, 2021, and represents a new era for human spaceflight and exploration. SpaceX also plans to partner with Axiom Space, a privately funded space infrastructure developer headquartered in Houston, Texas. In about 2.5 years, Axiom Space intends to launch its own space station, which will serve as a home to microgravity experiments, critical space environment testing, and private and professional astronauts alike. It's a no-brainer why SpaceX would partner with Axiom for its flagship commercial offering. The space station will include creature comforts for the luxury space tourist, such as an egg-like room with unobstructed views of the heavens and the Earth. The first such place for humans to truly contemplate our place in the cosmos. However, in the near term, the partners will keep the momentum by launching their first private ISS mission in 2022. 4 lucky passengers who can shell out $55 million each will spend 8 days aboard the ISS in an all-inclusive travel experience. For those of you who don't have $55 million just lying around, you still have a shot at making it aboard the ISS. A second mission will be featured on Discovery Channel's reality TV show Who Wants to Be an Astronaut, where contestants will vie for a spot on the ISS by completing challenges. Other space tourism opportunities. While Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX are your best bet for space travel, there's a host of other companies planning commercial offerings. Space Perspectives aims to fly passengers to the border of space in a futuristic hot air balloon the size of a football stadium. Its first flights are scheduled in 2024 and are slightly more affordable than current offerings at $124,000. If you're a little more patient, you could also visit Orbital Assembly Corporation's luxury space hotel in 2027. The Voyager station will have amenities like a restaurant, gym, lounges, and bars. The voyage will last 3.5 days and cost $5 million. While space travel may seem unattainable for the average person, it may become a regular occurrence in our lifetime. After all, even air travel was once reserved only for the wealthy. If you had the funds, which space mission would be your first choice? Tell us in the comments below. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button and check out our next video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.